I think it's very important to recognize your talents and stick with it. And even though times may get tough, you can find yourself again by expressing everything through your makeup. My name's Kaleb Lewis, and I'm a freelance special effects makeup artist. Ever since I was young, I've always been drawn to movies and different effects and makeup. I used to travel to the United States with a dinosaur show, and there is where I learned how to face paint. And from face painting, I wanted to do more. I knew that I could do more, and that's when Douglas Education Center and the Tom Savini Special Makeup Effects program was recommended to me. During my 16 months here, I learned a lot. You learn the fundamentals of what it takes to be a special effects artist. You learn the in and outs of what it's like to work in the industry. You really get a good feel for how you're going to tackle your career outside of school. During my third semester here at the Savini program, I was interacting with the producers of Faceoff, so I was really building my portfolio to impress them, but also to propel me in my career if that didn't pan out. So after graduation, a week later, I went on to Faceoff, and it was insane. I was up against people who have been in the industry for years, and I had just graduated school. I felt ready because I was confident in my own ability, but I also was extremely nervous going up against people who have really done it, and I was very new. But I learned just as much from them as I did here at the Savini program, and so we really connected as a family. So going in, I really had no idea what to expect. I knew I needed to kind of bring my A game. But after Faceoff, it really set a higher expectation for me because people saw pretty much live what my talent base was. So I knew going out of Faceoff, I needed to learn more, do more, be better, and really just achieve anything, anybody really asked of me in the industry. After Faceoff, I'd moved back home for about a year to save up some money. And while I was home, I was working in a lot of theater productions, doing some advertising, and was the manager at a Spirit Halloween. So I was able to take old animatronics and props and things and kind of transform them. So everything I learned here at Douglas, I was able to kind of put to use. Then we moved to Los Angeles, where we lived for 3 years, and I worked heavily in the industry. I was modeling down there for different special effects shoots, music videos, film, but also doing makeup as well. So any job opportunity that I got, I just took head on. I was also in the convention circuit. We did IMATS, Monsterpalooza, Son of Monsterpalooza, TwitchCon, any and every kind of convention that there was to where we could showcase our makeup. I took the opportunity and ran with it. During the conventions, I was doing a lot of makeup demonstrations. There were a few face-off panels where I'd go and talk about the show for anybody who was a fan or interested. But the conventions were mostly doing makeup demonstrations and showcasing characters to see the process of what we do in live time. In my career, I've worked in music videos with Stevie Aoki, T-Pain, Gucci Mane. The latest one that I did was Shut Up My Mom's Calling by Hotel Ugly. I was able to go and do all of the makeup for that shoot. That was one of my favorites. I've worked in multiple feature films, living in a compound in Holden, Louisiana, at John Schneider, who is Beauregard in the original Dukes of Hazzard. I worked for a production company in Louisiana, and they paid for my passport for us to film in the British Virgin Islands. It's actually on Tubi that you can stream, which is really cool to see your name in the credits as the head of the special effects team. Then the producers of Faceoff started a new show, their Snapchat, called Fake Up, which is an illusion-based makeup show. Flew me out, we had to stay in a hotel room. We actually got our challenges beforehand so we could kind of prep, which did not happen on Faceoff. It was a really great experience, and it was something that I haven't done through television because Faceoff was very predominantly prosthetic based, while Fake Up was more just makeup, illusion based. It was a really good experience, and I met a lot of very talented people that I still stay in touch with to this day. Out in the world, Savinis are everywhere. You could go to any state and find a Savini, which is really, really cool because you kind of have this family connection of all of us being here in Monessen, all of us taking the program. Being able to connect and share our experiences is really cool. Like, you can't walk down LA or go to any convention without a slew of Savinis just coming out of the woodwork. And so that's really cool to be a part of. There's nothing like Savini program. Being in the industry is crazy because there are so many different avenues that you had no idea that you could potentially get into. It's just surreal of how much you learn here can go into different avenues that you would never even think of. And I find that not being in the film industry, you have more creative control as an artist to where you can create what you want and want to showcase to the public than you would if you were part of a huge team on one movie. I was living in the New Orleans area working in the film industry for some time, and I was starting my own prosthetics company with my sister, and she unfortunately passed away. So for the past 2 years, I have not been doing makeup. And very recently, within the past few months, I started feeling it calling me again, because this is what I'm meant to do. I spent so much time and effort and energy here at Douglas and on Faceoff and in the industry, and was doing myself a disservice to not be doing makeup. And I knew that she would be really disappointed that I wasn't doing what I loved because of something so tragic, but also something that could motivate me. During these past few months, I've just hit makeup going like head on, and it's been nonstop. I've been able to reconnect with everybody here at Douglas. I've been able to do makeup demonstrations for multiple towns in my area. People are hungry for makeup. I received a grant recently through my city to be able to facilitate teaching mini courses of special makeup effects for anybody in the area who may not have access to Douglas Education Center or access to a full program. Being able to teach these classes through getting this grant and just through the love and support of the community, and to teach the next generation of special makeup effects students who will work in the industry and potentially bring them down here to Douglas is so special and important to me, because without art, we really have nothing. Going through the students' portfolios today was incredible. Seeing the amount of talent that is now going to be showcased in the industry because of Douglas Education Center and the Tom Savini Special Makeup Effects Program is incredible. I'm so excited to see what they do in our new future of special effects makeup in the industry. So when I was a student here, we would have guest speakers come in, and now being on the other side, being the guest speaker, it's kind of strange, because you know that these people have worked in the industry and you're just dying to know what knowledge they have. And now that I'm on the other side of it, it's kind of surreal. And so knowing what it is as a student, I want to be able to give as much information and helpful tips as possible to help propel them forward. So my advice to any potential students who want to take the program is to really focus on your portfolio, focus on what it is that you want to create, whether it's props, prosthetics, animatronics. Make sure that you're coming to build your portfolio to create a career in the industry. That is very important. And anything else that may happen here, let it go over your shoulder and continue forward with your artwork, because that's what matters most. I'm just really thankful that you guys had me here. I love being able to teach the students, to inspire them, to showcase my artwork, and just be a lifelong Savini. It's just really special to me.